Children of all ages prepare to celebrate the gift of being chosen and how to get your finances and your house in order with a little help from those in the know. It's all up next on The Forum. Hi, I'm Jan Callahan. More than 1,000 children in Virginia's foster care system are waiting for stable, permanent, and loving homes. For the past 6 years in Norfolk, adoption has been celebrated in a big way. Please welcome Tasha Simmons. She's a family services worker with the Department of Human Services. We have our adoptions unit, that is. Bessie Ann Maiden is with the Norfolk Citizens Advisory Committee, and Mr. Jose Cabrera is a Norfolk adoptive parent in a big way, too. I'm really, really pleased to have you join us today about a wonderful topic, one that many people may think about but haven't done anything about yet. So our goal here is to inform people and also perhaps to encourage some of those people who have been waiting to step forward and act. And they'll know why once they start hearing about what this is about. So I think we can start with a little bit of the basics. And Tasha, as a family services worker, you deal with foster adoptive parents throughout the process, and of course the children too. So we do have a number of children who are actually waiting for permanent homes at this time in Norfolk.
Yes, we actually have a grand total of 110 that's had the goal of adoption. Wow. At this current time, our largest age group is 4 years of age. That's surprising. And then we also have the ages of 17, who is our second largest number of kids that's waiting to be adopted.
So 4-year-olds and 17-year-olds. That's quite a gap, yes. But they're very different at very different parts of points in their lives too. But neither is less important than the other.
Yes.
Yeah. So these children are at a point where legally they are in a position where they can be adopted into a family. And that process starts with the foster care.
Yes.
Okay.
Normally what tends to happen is if a child is in his or her foster home, we will then work with the foster parent or foster parents in moving forward with the goal of adoption. Sometimes when it doesn't work, we do recruit outside of the foster home and try to match up the child with the family. That process can be a little difficult because what you have to do is read home studies, and then you have to narrow it down to one. Sometimes you may only have one home study that you have, and you try to, again, make sure that's the appropriate home for that child or children.
A lot of relationships are involved in this. It's not just the foster or adoptive parent and the children, but maybe the biological parents, certainly the family services worker, and other advocates. And Bessie Ann Maiden, you're an advocate and involved in a very special celebration that the city of Norfolk and other localities throughout the state celebrate every year on Adoption Day.
Yeah, the Citizens Advisory Council is a liaison between the courts, the juvenile court, and the citizens of Norfolk, and they are helping with the Department of Human Services to put on a celebration on November 7th in the Norfolk Circuit Court to celebrate in excess of 30 children, I think, that are being adopted. It's a pretty exciting event.
Yeah, great. And so just being a part of the community and doing something like this, to be involved, must be a real high for you.
I'm an attorney in private practice. I don't always get to do fun things, so it's really just a warm, beautiful ceremony. The judges are involved. We have the city manager and his wife were involved last year. The sheriff's deputies get involved. The children receive all sorts of special little presents, and they get the opportunity to be with other children and other families that are also being adopted. So it's a huge group of people for a really wonderful, warm occasion.
Yes, it is, and it is a huge group of people, but it really does show you, and to have everybody be able to share a special moment is particularly important. Mr. Cabrera, you're one of those, your family will be one of those families that will be involved and in participating in the upcoming celebration, and there's a lot to celebrate, and I don't mean that just emotionally, but in sheer volume. You have got a large family already due, and now you're bringing more children in. So you have twins, that's correct?
Yes, we have a set of twins that we adopted back in 2008 at the age of 14, and now they're 19 years old, finished high school. One right now is currently attending college at Thomas Nelson and is hopefully getting ready to start a job at the shipyard.
Great.
And the other one is just working for now, trying to find his way to go back to college.
Okay, good. But they're both gainfully employed and working toward their future, which is really the most you can ask for any child. And
oh, it is, and that's what we all look forward to for our kids.
Yes.
To go. And we're getting ready to adopt 5 little ones.
Yes, and the ages of these 5 children?
They range from 3 to 7. When they came to us, they were 1 through 5. They had a birthday already with us. They're lovable, beautiful kids. 4 of them are hearing impaired. Only 1 could really hear.
Okay.
And the challenge was the communication at first, but my wife is always with them, and she's a lot quicker in signing than I am. So she learned a lot of signing to help with the boys' communication, and now the boys are all speaking more.
That's wonderful.
Schools help them. Therapy has helped them, and they really getting along a lot better with the speech and the signing. So I leave a lot of the signing to my wife because I myself don't have too much time, and I'm not that quick in learning signing, especially the ABCs. I'm really impressed with how people can use their hands to talk because
You'll figure it out.
Yeah,
You're going to have to. I mean, sooner or later, you'll just know it, I think. And another interesting aspect of this, and it's a part of what social services really likes to do, is to keep brothers and sisters, sibling groups together. And these 5, I got that number right? 5 children are siblings.
Yes.
All brothers?
All brothers.
All brothers.
It's like having a basketball team.
Well, you do have one. Now you have plenty of time to train them.
And got plenty of time to train them in sports, and they're part of our family. We love these boys. They're lovable. They love to get hugs and be loved, and be taken care of. And that's the nature of adopting the kids. Is you got to do it for the kids, so that they can have a better life, and they'll have a better world. We can't do it for everybody. If I let my wife, she'll have a whole house full of kids.
You know, she's not sitting on the set right now to defend herself, but we know she's out there. So.
And it's true, because she still wants to get more kids. I said, no. At my age, I could. And prime example, my oldest son has said, Dad, why are you going to adopt all these kids so young when you're at your age? And I don't want to say my age.
Well, you don't have to.
No. I'm 55. I'm 55, but my son tells me, why you want to adopt these kids when you get to your 70, these kids are going to be almost in high school, maybe 17. And I said, but that's not the issue. The issue is by one time they get to high school, they'll be well behaved with the love and the care that you give them, that they'll take care of each other.
Yeah.
Because I believe in showing independence to all my kids from an early age on how to take care of themselves, how to take care of the household, and how to take care for each other.
Right.
That's what a family is. So by the time they become teenagers, I may have to deal with some issues at my age, but nothing else that no other parents go through right now.
That's right. That's right. They all go through it, and just happens that these children were brought into your home in a different way, but not. And certainly, you know, the love is there and the support.
And we have to look at. I know this. I've spoken to a lot of people that I talk to when they ask me, "You do foster care? You have kids?" I go, "Yes." And they're interested in getting into it. They just don't know how. And of course, I work for the UP Center as a foster parent. So what I do is I give them the UP Center information and say, call them up or look them up on the webpage. And if you're interested, you could contact with them. Or if not just the UP Centers, sometimes the social services for each city are looking. I say you could look into those areas if that's the way you want to go.
Right.
Because there are folks that don't know how to get into it, or they want to do it, or they don't feel like they could do it. It's like I always say, when you join the military is not for everybody. But once you get in there, sometimes it changes your ways. When I went in the military, I didn't think I was going to stay 26 years, but I did. And it's the same thing with the kids. We took the kids in to help them and hopefully get them back to their families. But now it got to the point where we said, you know, we can't let them go anywhere else. If they can't go back to their own parents, then they have to stay with us.
Right. And that's an important point, too. The children in foster care aren't automatically available for adoption. These children, one of the first things you try to do is reunite a family, if at all possible.
We do try to do that. We give them between 15 and 18 months with reuniting with their birth parent or relatives. And once that time frame has expired, then we do look to change the goal to adoption. And a lot of times we do get our foster parents who are eager to just move right along with the process.
They've gotten to know the child or the children, and they
build
feel
that
that
bond. And it's a wonderful, beautiful thing to see the Cabreras with the 5 children.
Yeah.
It's like they hear that Mr. Cabrera's coming home, they're running to the door. You're like, Reds, Reds, you know, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, and it sounds like you're having fun.
Oh, yes, they're keeping me young.
And that's a good thing.
It is.
Because you know, and you know that you continue to contribute to many things by helping them to grow and to blossom.
And the other thing is, I also got to give credit to my family, my sons and my daughters, my daughter-in-law, because they're all involved. They take the kids out, they do things with them, they give us a break, we get away, they take care of the kids. So it's all kept in the family. And not only our family here, when we go to New York or the family from New York come visit us, they enjoy being around the kids also. So everybody in the family is giving, they won't do it. I mean, grant you, not everybody could do what we do, but at least they give us the support when they're around and we do things with the families.
Yeah, and ideally that's what families should do. Not all do, but this certainly gives them the opportunity to show how much they do care and to show their support. I know just hearing Mr. Cabrera's story amazed me because certainly having 5 children close in age is a challenge. When 4 of the 5 are hearing impaired, you've got another layer of challenge for which you, I know, receive special training, and the UP Center would be one of those organizations that does that. And for an attorney who stays busy doing what she does day and night, and then being able to contribute in another way to such a great situation, it must feel wonderful.
I mean, people like Mr. Cabrera are just special. There's a special place in heaven for people like that, and adoptive parents are lucky, and the children are lucky, and it's not often we get to see the positive side of the legal system. I mean, for purposes of adoption, people need to understand that these children, although not biologically theirs, become legally theirs for all purposes, whatever that may mean. So that provides them all sorts of medical insurance benefits, that makes them legal heirs. I mean, it's a significant legal process. It is no different being an adopted child than it is a biological child as far as the law is concerned. So it's a huge undertaking. And people like the Cabrera family are really remarkable people to undertake that. The children are very lucky, and they're very lucky.
Before we sign off, just people want to know more about becoming a foster adoptive parent.
If you're interested in becoming a foster or adoptive parent, you can contact our resource supervisor, which is Dina Brickhouse Powell, and she can be reached at 757-664-6000.
Okay, and we also have a more specific number on here for adoption as well, as you can see, and the website also provides some information and contact information. Start there, pick up the phone, make a call, go online, and find out what you can. It's always worth a try, and I think that Mr. Jose Cabrera can certainly attest to the joy that comes from bringing a child or many children into your life. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you're struggling with your finances or facing possible foreclosure, you'll definitely want to hear what our next guests have to say. We'll be right back.
You realize that 49 million Americans struggle with hunger? That's 1 out of every 6 Americans. These people are around us every day. They're our friends, they're our coworkers, their kids go to school with our kids. Sometimes we're not even aware that they're struggling. This problem is closer than you think. So is the solution.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Nice, Dad. Nice, Dad. Nice.
Charles!
Nice, Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
Well, we hear that the economy is improving, but for many families, financial struggles continue, whether it be to pay the monthly bills or to keep a roof over their heads. Enter the UP Center with a program to address those issues and much more. Tawana Jones is Director of Housing and Financial Stability Programs. John Allen is Vice President of Housing and Financial Counseling. Welcome to the show. You're here representing the UP Center, which, as I said, does address those issues, but it does address other issues as well, and some are connected to the guests that we just had on the show.
Right, I wanted to mention that. As you can see, Tawana has a shirt that is actually a promotion for our foster care program, and you know, we thank the you know, the last guest for talking about the need for foster care and adoption. The UP Center also has a Team Up mentoring program for teens, kind of like Big Brothers Big Sisters, but we call it Team Up. And you know, we do a whole bunch of things like that. The strength of the UP Center is in our partnerships, like the partnership we have with the City of Norfolk.
Right, and of course working with us in Human Services and all of that too. It's essential that we all work together in some way to support one another. And so you offer services for a variety of reasons. And this is not just for the City of Norfolk, but regionally, statewide actually. You cover a lot of ground, but you work a lot with us.
Most of our work is done in Hampton Roads and Norfolk in particular. Yeah. We have 4 general classifications of programs. You know, helping protect our children, empowering adults in crisis, strengthening families, and also maximizing independence for individuals with disabilities. Under that, you know, comes the Housing and Financial Stability Program, and Tawana is the director of that program.
Yeah, and you've got, I'm sure, your hands full with a lot of issues and things that you address. What is it that you, who is it that you bring into these programs? Is there an eligibility requirement, or is this a place that people can call and say, I need some assistance with something, can you help me? You say, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they contact us when they need assistance, and depending upon what the assistance is, we could either provide the counseling within our office, or we direct them to, again, another partner that's better suited to handle whatever their situation is.
So this can be resource or referral, as
right,
they
absolutely.
Say. Okay.
Absolutely.
So the financial stability aspect of this and assistance must be in big demand.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. In July of this year, the United Way of Southampton Roads asked the UP Center to provide leadership for the Financial Stability Coalition of Southampton Roads. The Financial Stability Coalition of Southampton Roads encompasses over 100 different organizations in the private sector, public sector, government, schools, banks, financial institutions, credit unions, and they all have their niche in how they provide free services to individuals that need help. Now, the one thing that we can say about the UP Center is that, you know, we basically 95% of the individuals that we serve are at or below 200% of poverty. So we really, you know, focus on the low to moderate income individuals that are having difficulties in a wide variety of areas.
Okay. The kinds of services that can be provided could include things such as mentoring, counseling,
Right.
and the like. Having a coalition of people or organizations that provide so many different aspects it's a great idea. I know it's a lot of work, but you have some good folks on board.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, we have a great team. We have a lot of fun, but we get a lot of work done. You know, Tawana has been doing a lot of work with foreclosure type situations. You know, as you know, with the economy since 2008, things have really taken a hurt, and there's been a lot of people affected by foreclosures.
Right. Yeah. So your workload is, I'm sure, pretty high regarding this. Is it a typical situation for a person who enters these programs?
No, it's a variety of situations. The main, I would say, the foundation of it all is knowledge. Being knowledgeable about the product that you have, one that secures your home. You know, who is your financing with? That's the biggest thing. When the Making Homes Affordable came across the airway, everyone felt as though it applied to them, because it came through as a fix-all for everyone, and it's not a fix-all for everyone. So a lot of what we do, the first 30 minutes of any counseling session, really is just educating a person, giving them knowledge of what product have you chosen, you know, to use to purchase this home. And do you fall in the category of the quote-unquote Making Homes Affordable? However, that's not a deterrent, because prior to Making Homes Affordable, there were other programs that the financial institutions implemented within themselves. You know, a financial institution is not going to be around this many years and not have situations and, you know, ways to help people get out of a situation. And it's just, it really is about empowerment. It's about education and knowledge is what we really see a lot of. It's about understanding your financing, and as we say in our industry, do you have a spending plan, and are you following that? Or did you buy out of love? Yeah.
Well, and you know, there's that difference between yes, the emotional buy and of course being in control of your circumstances.
Absolutely.
And it sounds to me that what you provide is the knowledge to give people that sense of control they need to manage their lives, financial lives, better, and therefore a lot of other things can fall into place.
Sure. And besides the you know, the foreclosure situation, we also provide first-time home buyers education and pre-purchase housing counseling, so that we will work with a person for as long as they need in order to get them to where they want to be. And that's a responsible homeowner for those that choose to be homeowners. You know, and if they need help with their credit, we'll work with them to build their credit. And we'll work with a whole slew of partner lenders that we have contacts with, find out what their qualification requirements are, and we'll gear toward each individual to get them where they need to be. So we have the one-on-one counseling, which is preventative, also the you know, the crisis counseling that Tawana does with foreclosure situations, the home ownership education. We have a general art of debt management financial literacy program, which is basically just an overall quick snapshot of things people need to know about finances and home ownership and retirement planning and things of that nature. And hopefully in that 2.5-hour class, you know, that will, you know, build a relationship, and maybe people will choose to come in to get more intensive one-on-one help for the areas that they may need help with. So,
you serve a lot of people each year, I take it.
Yeah, our program itself serves 1,500 of the 10,000 that the Up Center provides. I mean, you know, since 1883, you know, we've been serving, you know, the community. You know, starting off, you know, with running an orphanage and
delivering coal
and delivering and being in charge of coal delivery for home heating and shoes to children so they could walk back and forth to school.
Covered people's basic
and we've
needs.
and we've evolved over
Yeah.
over those years. And the recent exciting thing is being chosen by the United Way as one of 67 certified United Way agencies in Southampton Roads. We were chosen to provide the leadership for both the Financial Stability Coalition and the Earned Income Tax Credit Coalition, which provides free taxes to individuals that may benefit by the Earned Income Tax Credit and others.
And the fit is good too, because getting the EITC tax credit means extra money in some people's pockets, and maybe utilizing that money in a way that makes the most sense.
Right.
It's still allows them to enjoy a little bit of that, but still be responsible.
There's always balance, but education, as Tawana mentioned, goes hand in hand with the tax preparation. Yeah. Okay, because when someone gets a whole bunch of money, up to $5,000 or $6,000 all at one time, the tendency might not necessarily be to do the wisest possible thing.
No, I don't think that
so,
is. Generally would be the feeling.
So we work with individuals. We take people's circumstances, their values, into account, their goals, and everyone is provided with an individualized plan to get where they want to go.
Good. Well, you touch on a lot of different aspects of people's lives, and EITC will be hearing more about. Because tax season will eventually get here. We know it's already starting late, but it's still going to get here, and certainly the availability of services for that, and to be able to hook them into other resources that you already know about is going to be great. So thank you for sharing information about your services. They have a website as well. It's www.
TheUpCenter?
TheUpCenter.org. Okay, TheUpCenter.org if you want to learn more about the variety of services they provide. And we really appreciate you coming and sharing the information on your particular areas of expertise, because I know people can certainly benefit from them. So don't hesitate to give them a call and see what they have to offer. All it takes is a phone call.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tawana. Thank you, John. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you again next time. Bye.